Hello everyone and welcome again to Tuscany. We are back now and as you can see, it's the morning. We've moved forward our day and our tractor's not making any noise. That's most perturbing. That's better. Silent tractor's not going to be good. So let's kind of get ourselves organised. So I think first of all, before we go and bale the grass, we want to go and ted the grass on the other side. And we're going to do that, and then we're going to check on our animals. So I'm going to try and get the right angle here. So it looks like some of that grass has already turned to hay, which is quite odd, but never mind. Having it tight manoeuvring here, so it's okay. These things happen. If we were knocking the equipment around like this in real life, we'd probably get into trouble, but we'll cope for now. So let's connect that up. Triangle to triangle. Oopsie, we've just been pushed out of the way. That's a bit rude. So we'll back up. And I don't know if we have lights on this one. Yeah, we do. I just need to remember the right codes because there's a difference between farming simulator and agricultural simulator. So I is the one we want. So I'm guessing now we're going to have to just lower the hydraulics, and we'll just drag that behind us, and that should do its business, but it's not doing what I'm expecting it to do. Those things are supposed to go round and just kind of do stuff. So that's it, we didn't actually lower it. So there we go. That's more like it. Turn the grass, make it nice and difficult for the baler to get at it because it's just going to be all over the place, but yeah, whatever. It'll all come good in the end. So this episode should be going on Sunday, and like I say, I'm away this weekend, so hence it's going to have been done a little bit earlier, and you can see we're having a little bit of difficulty with the terrain. Perhaps picking a hill wasn't the best solution, but never mind. We'll make do. We'll figure these things out. There's only so much we can account for, but we'll give it a good bash. So there we go, and around we go. Come on, Mr. Tractor. This is the kind of things that we're going to be experiencing when we start ploughing fields, is the difficulty with the terrain. But nevertheless, we'll soldier on. And we did sell our other pig, so you'll notice up in that little bit of pasture there, we no longer have a pig. He's gone, and we got a pretty penny for him as well, about £40. And I still can't find the second sheep. I've had a look around, so if anyone sees him, let me know. If he's hiding out in your living room, yeah, perhaps send him on back to the barn, and we'll go and sell him too. But until we kind of catch up with him, we're gonna keep this going for the time being. So, not quite sure why it's been quite that difficult, but that is now all of the grass turned, so Let's yeah, so that's gotten that back up. So I think this time we're just going to pop it over under the tree, just for the sheer heck of it. I'm just going to pick random places to drop stuff, and then when we come back it's just going to be potluck as to remember where we put stuff. But yeah, so we'll just drop this under the tree. And then we'll go around, we'll find the baler. And we'll switch the lights back on again. Trees are getting in the way, but never mind. So we'll go round. We'll park this in front of the baler, and then we're just going to check on the animals just to make sure they've got feed. See what rate they're going through stuff at, just so that we have an idea. Ah, hello cow. You're outside of your pasture. That's not quite where I want you to be. So we'll put you back in the fence in a minute. Okay, so we can leave that there. And let's climb over the baler. It's always good. Certainly not when it's on, but there we go. Right, so Mr. Cow, I want you in the pasture. That's why I have put you in here before. Well, why you were in here before. Thank you. Merry Christmas. You see, the cows are worth even more, so if we kind of get into breeding the cows, then we're going to start to make some good money, although it does take time. So we can see Elsie has filled up the milk, which is good. And we can see, if we look at, by pressing control, look at what we've got here. We've still got a good amount of grass. If we come across, we've only used a little bit of corn. Used none of the hay. A little bit of the store. And a fair amount of the grass bale. So, good girl Elsie. So what we can do is we can just take this on over and sell it. It's going to give us 9 coins, or £9. And so it's usually the first job in the morning. Take it on over to the town. And I won't show this every episode, but probably each time we forward the day we're going to kind of end up doing this. And much like taking the pigs over, I'm just literally kind of moving as fast as I can, holding the left click down to keep a hold of this urn. So what we'll do when we get back is we'll bale up the grass, and then we're going to put a couple of urns. Actually, before we do that, we're going to put a couple of urns up in there. So we'll take one back with us because we don't want to kind of travel empty, as it were. Helped a friend of mine move last weekend, and the idea of kind of going up or downstairs or anything with empty hands was just foolish. So we'll try and employ the same methodology here. Welcome back to Macarona. So I don't know what we'll call our farm. I haven't particularly thought of that. If I'm staying true to what my uncle's farm was, it was the shooting box. So not that we're going to be shooting much. So let's go and grab an empty urn, and we'll head on back over to the farm. So, like I said, not sure about naming it yet, but we'll see. We can see the nice blue of our baler all the way from over here. So we'll be firing that up shortly, putting it into its field mode with the arm. And yeah, so that should be good. We get the second urn down from our what's it called? What's the word? Our storage area. I was going to say the understairs cupboard or whatever it is, but that's not what it is. So, but yeah, we've got some very interesting textures. Certainly up on the hills. But there we go. Those lights will go out in a bit when we kind of really achieve daylight. And they do come on again at night, but we haven't kind of gone through the day right the way into the night. I just don't see the sense in that at the moment. As long as we're putting in a good day's work that's kind of realistic enough, I'm not going to fuss over whether or not we kind of work the whole day through. We'll be doing it. You can actually get up to there as well. Not a great deal further, but you can get up there, and I will kind of take you guys up there in a future episode. But for the time being, we're going to get our other urn. Say hello, urn. And then we'll take this one up. Past all the noisy animals, but fortunately with the new microphone I did have a little check of last episode, and I can still hear myself quite clearly over it. So I'm pretty pleased actually, because it's kind of rabbiting away in my ears with all these noises, and it almost sounds overpowering, but fortunately it isn't. Okay then, so let's get that there. And we're going to just check on the chickens, and they have produced 21 of 50 eggs, so they take a couple of days before they fill up the egg box, so we won't worry about getting one of those until tomorrow. So our first step now is we're going to kind of come over here, we're going to put the baler into field mode. I'm not in range, so let's get in range. So we're going to kind of shift that out so that it's in field mode. We're going to tack it into this very end one here, so it literally is as far out as it can go. And we're going to connect up the PTO. And I would really love for this to sound like the baler did when it was on my uncle's farm, and we were kind of literally trudging around the field following it. But somehow I'm not sure we're going to kind of get that. So I think rather than try and turn on a tight circle, we're going to kind of go for this way around, which is the opposite way around to the way we cut it, but it'll do. So let's activate the baler, and you see that start to do all the good stuff. And what we're also going to need to do is lower the rake, so we need to move that down, and then that's at the point that it can start picking stuff up. So let's go. Put the lights on for a minute. Hey, hey. Oh, did I open the doors? Yeah, the doors are open, that's fine. You can actually close that that back gate where the bales are actually going to start popping off of shortly, I hope. So there we go, so we are now baling. Let's see if we can take it up to level 2. So yeah, so we're just using cruise control level 2, and we are baling away like crazy. Now, yeah, ordinarily you would have had a rower as well as the tedder, so you would have just kind of gotten stuff in a nice neat row, but we haven't got one of those pieces of equipment, so, and I've checked the shop and it doesn't seem to have it, so we'll make do. If we haven't got something, then we'll just pretend like we've done it. So, but yeah, so, and away we go. So try and manoeuvre nice and carefully, because if you don't manoeuvre carefully, then there's a chance that your PTA will disconnect, and then you basically won't be baling, you'll be just dragging the darn thing around. Hello, tree. Way to get in the way there. So have we actually dropped a bale yet? No. Are we likely to anytime soon? There's one coming. You can see it there. can just about see them. But of course, we haven't got any kind of indication of how full it is. Hey! So obviously we'll need to do this on a slightly larger scale, but we will hopefully just have pushed out a bale. Now, if I remember correctly, with this particular game, you do have the ability to stop the baler and then to eject all of the bales from it. So we're going to bring the rake back up, and we're going to deactivate the baler. So stop. And I think we're just going to get out, and we're going to see. I think you might need to still have it connected to the PTO to do the eject. And so we're going to, empty. And so that just throws the bales out, which is fantastic for us. Possibly would have been easier if we'd just taken it round to the barn, but never mind. And unfortunately, I don't think we can open this, but in here, if the game were a little bit more detailed, in here we'll be putting the string, which kind of binds the bales. So we're going to go and grab this bale here and pick it up, and I'm just going to pick it up and drop it. Where did you go? There you are. So we're going to pick it up nice and high, and then we're going to kind of take a walk round to the side of the barn next to the pigsty, and we're just going to drop it at the ladder. And all that does is when we drop it at the ladder, it just pops it upstairs for us. Not close enough to the ladder, obviously. Stand by. I'm just going to fight with a bale now. Yeah, this is one of the reasons that I don't want to kind of do big fields. There we go. So that's now kind of gone up there. And we can do the same with the other ones. And I'll just pick up another one, and then the other kind of few, I'll take care of them and get them put away off screen. So this is why you're going to see mostly sky here, because I have to kind of basically pick the bale up and hold it up quite high, otherwise it drops and just frustrates the living daylights out of me. So there we go. That's all done. So we can now see in our, in our barn, we've got some more bales. So you've got your hay, I think your straw. That's just odd. So yeah. And we just have a look and see how this grass is doing. We've still got some of it as hay and some of it as grass. So we might need to kind of leave that for another day and pick it up. So what we're going to now do is we're going to put our baler, we'll leave our baler, but we're going to close it up. So we can now, if we can close the door. So that's what we would do. So you just tighten things down. We'll disconnect the PTO. We'll disconnect this. We'll leave it in field mode for the time being, because we might come back and cut another swath. And go and get some more of our wonderful grass. But for now, we're going to do something that I can't remember what, because I've just completely blanked. Yep. I'm going the complete wrong direction. We're just going to go and check on the logs that would be over the other area. And that will take us just a small moment, because they should be. And there is a log there. I can see it already, without running into the baler, which would be unfortunate. So I think we're going to go and take that log, and we're going to earn a little bit of money. and I'll show you where we're going to take that in just a moment. I think by the time we've done that, we'll have earned our keep for this particular episode. And I won't be advancing it a day because I don't think we've done enough really to warrant a day's worth of work. But we will kind of be back to do some more, probably some more grass, maybe some more things with kind of getting more of the egg boxes up for the chickens and trying to get more milk urns out ready for the cows, because obviously the more we have, yeah, that's miles off. The more we have, then the better we'll be able to not have to keep getting them every single day. Right, so if we click on the back of the log, it will attach a chain to it. And then the chain has a nice little square. If I can find it, without clicking the log again. So where did it go? There it is. So we then click that and attach it into the back bar. But it's too far away. Rudeness. Rudeness personified. So let's get in our tractor. Now that we've got it there, let's get in our tractor. And then we're gonna back up towards it. There we go. We should be able to connect now. So this can be a little bit fiddly. Obviously you can see with it being that little bit fiddly, and you already saw the log was jumping around a little bit. Doing it in the confined area over next to the stable is craziness, and it ends up with the game glitching quite a bit, and then basically the game I found after doing that was effectively it just slowed down. I couldn't understand it and it wasn't workable. So I'm going to turn my lights on and we're going to go to speed 3, and that log's going to hopefully stop just rolling, and then it's going to be dragged. So you can see it's kind of mucking up the grass as we go along, but we're not going to be putting any fields in this area, so I'm not really worried about it. It might be taking a little bit of value off the log as we drag it, but it's the best way we can do it for now. So we're kind of heading away from our farm now. We're going to go across the way over here. That's the... where's that? That's the town, isn't it? So we're kind of heading slightly out of town. There's a little bit of a road up here. And yeah, we're going to go and earn ourselves a little bit of money. I think you can only sell 2 logs in a single day. So the fact that we only have 1 is pretty good. And as you can see, we're carving up a nice kind of dirt, as you would if you were kind of dragging a log like this. So it's not unrealistic. And let's give a little bit of a toot, just for the sake of it, just because we can. So, and I think, did we end up going... haven't done it in this particular episode yet. So normally I follow the trail of dirt because it's a very easy one. Go away, dear. And yeah, so we just follow our way over here, because you can see you've got the nice roads here. So you've got the road into town, the road up to our farm, the road up and round the way to the churchy thing, I think, and then the road over to the bridge. And we're going to go over the bridge, and then over the bridge is the log station. And once we get there and sell, I think we'll call that it for this particular episode. At which point you'll have seen some of the ways that we're going to kind of make money, and yeah, that will help us as we kind of move towards getting the money so that we can buy a plough and then start to get the seeds and seeder. Didn't have a go with the sprayer yet, so that's something probably after we've done our first harvest. So we'll do our first harvest of a few very small fields, just so you guys can get a feel for it. And once we've done that, we'll be looking to get the sprayer so we can get on with some larger fields. Now, we can't really do heavy duty fields because we just, in terms of picking up the bales, it's just absolutely craziness. So I'm not sure how much of it will actually be baling all the time, but we'll see what we can do. Sorry, we need to kind of... There we go. Don't drive into the river, don't drive into the river. So there's a little bit of a fine line here. I've found a few times I kind of brought a log here and I couldn't actually get it to sell, but I soon found out that that was largely to do with the fact that, like I say, you can only sell 2 in a day. And other times I just really hadn't got the alignment done very well. So here we go, we've got our log sign showing up here. And usually we just kind of bring it along here. We stop about there so that we're nice and perpendicular to this whole kind of gate and whatnot. And we click on it and it disappears. And hopefully we've gained a little bit of money, which is fantastic. So I'm going to leave it there, folks. I'm going to drive on home and probably leave the tractor at home, and I'll be with you next episode when we should be kind of taking things a little bit further, trying to get our grass so that it's hay, and the bales will have been put away. So we'll maybe cut some more grass, do some more baling, and then look after our animals. So until next time, take care, folks.